Hello. Just did a bunch of shoveling. I think it's time for a big bourbon barrel aged beer. It's James Bean. So this is a yet further development on Allagash's Tripel, the strong Belgian golden ale style. So you can get 4 packs of their Tripel. They've been making that for years. And then they have made a big bottle version called Curieux that is 2 months bourbon barrel aged. And this is basically Curieux, but then they add cold brew coffee to it. And it's from Speckled Axe, a Maine coffee roaster that does a cool wood roasted coffee that adds a nice woody, roasty, smoky flavor to their coffee that I really enjoy. So this one is 10.1% alcohol. My girlfriend was drinking some while I was shoveling, but it's highly carbonated beer, and I got this cool little stopper here. So I think it should still be pretty carbonated. And it is less than a year old, so the coffee should still be pretty apparent. I think they say best within 2 years, because after that you're going to lose some of that coffee quality. And I have actually had this once, like a small pour on tap in Portland, and I thought it was pretty good. This isn't really usually the style I like to drink a lot. I do like some triples, but a bourbon barrel aged triple with coffee is a very unique thing. I don't know any other brewer that does that. See if I can get the light good. Yeah, so it's just a little bit darker than most triples, as you would guess from the coffee. Has a nice little stream of super tiny bubbles in the middle. I don't know if you can see that because there's a little bit of haze, because it's obviously unfiltered. And the bourbon's actually really strong. I think it's because it's a pretty simple style. Like there's only one kind of malt, 2 hops in this. Triples are usually at least the ingredients are pretty simple. And these only pale malt, so yeah, they probably only need to barrel age it for 2 months, because I'm getting plenty of bourbon in the nose. It's like almost stronger than the yeast, which usually the yeast is the star of the show for these Belgian Trappist beers. But it's a really interesting combination of the bourbon and the coffee and the slight, not quite banana esters, but kind of like pear esters coming from the yeast. Yeah, it blends together really well. I guess maybe it has a little bit of a sort of Irish coffee aroma, because you usually put whiskey into Irish coffee. But the sweeter notes coming from all the malt and the yeast are kind of combining with the barrels to make it really vanilla-y. It almost smells kind of like vanilla coffee cake. I feel like actually a little bit of vanilla in there. The coffee is not super roasty, and I'm not getting a lot of smokiness or anything in the nose. It is kind of cold. I should have left the bottle out. But still a good amount of carbonation, even though this has been open for a while. So let's see if I can swirl it and get some more aroma. Yeah, it's really nice. In the bourbon, yeah, I'm getting lots of boozy bourbon barrel. But it isn't like burning your nose alcohol. It's just like the barrel stuff going on, almost leathery, and that kind of funky, weird bourbon. They don't say what bourbon barrels they use, but I feel like in the past I read that they used Jim Beam, which might make sense because they call it James Bean. I just realized a lot of different puns happening. Really nice feel, really creamy, not too sweet, but a lot of sweetness comes in that makes the taste a lot milder than the smell. The smell is just like pretty complex, lots of stuff going on, and you get more coffee in the finish. It's kind of like a really nice blonde roasty type thing. Nothing smoky, but it's a weird beer style that really ends up working really well. And the mouthfeel isn't super full and syrupy, but it is big enough for me. and it's like velvety. It has a really, really nice feel to it. They know how to carbonate their beers, and then of course it's natural carbonation, so it just always seems to create a softer feel, tinier bubbles. Yeah, that is really nice. I haven't done a review of the straight up Curiew or the, I guess really actually straight up there is the Tripel without any additions to it. But that is one that I always liked a lot. Maybe I should do a review of that. But if this beer sounds weird to you, it's not weird. That's what I'm saying. It's actually pretty good. I would recommend it. I would give this a 4+. They accomplish it really well, and I'm just noticing a little bit of heat from the booze in my throat. Otherwise, it's really ends up being quite mild on the palate and a nice easy sipper. And it's really the bourbon and the coffee. It kind of match and almost take over the whole yeastiness too. Yep, it's a very nice beer. I would give it a 4+. If you like triples and you like coffee and you like bourbon barrels, do it, because I don't know if there's any other beer in the world quite like this one. Goodbye.